It's Wednesday, noon, Midwest time, depending on where you are. Welcome to the noon Wednesday report. It's called the Noon Report every Wednesday. I'm Lee Michaels, and of course, the old stick in the mud is here. There's the doctor. Welcome, doctor. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing fine, brother. Coming to you from the Chicago office of Street News Now.
That's
We're gonna
right.
we're gonna bring it to you, chop it up this week like we normally do. Got some good stuff for you today. How you feeling today, sir?
I feel good. Not bad. It's raining here in Los Angeles, but other than that, I'm good. I do have to go out in it shortly, but I'm good. I'm alive and kicking.
I thought it never rains in Southern California.
But when it does, it pours. It acts the real damn fool, and then the mud slides.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
There you go. All
it's
right.
kind of crazy.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna jump in. The first thing I want to talk about today that I think is quite interesting that all of the owners of Tesla vehicles and trucks and electric cars are giving them up. They don't want to have nothing to do with Elon Musk so bad. They don't even want to own this car.
Yeah, they're trying to sell them.
Try-
So if you're a dumbass and you want to buy one, then you can probably get a good used one at a deeply discounted price. Here in California, people are throwing rocks at them.
yeah.
Like when you go over, I'm serious, man. California's kind of wild. So
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
we don't play out here.
Wild, wild west, huh?
That's it. That's it.
Okay.
For
Yeah.
real.
Yeah. So I find that kind of interesting because you know, the cars are not really manufactured that good to begin with. When you have a Tesla compared to other electric vehicles, you can't go to like a General Motors or a Ford charging station. You have to go to a Tesla charging
Yeah.
station.
Yeah.
So they're manufactured to be totally independent and different. No universal anything with them unless you got a special plug or something, I understand.
Yeah. There
Yeah.
is an adapter that you can hook into the nozzle there and adapt to the non-Tesla places. But most people are stuck on stupid. They go to the Tesla place, and I think you get a better discount when you go to Tesla charging stations than the regular, and that might vary from place to place as well, and
And
depending on the time of the day.
oh wow, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, totally crazy, totally crazy. Well, people are
it
getting rid
is.
of him. They don't like him so much, they are getting rid of them. Good job. Get rid of them all.
I agree. I'd never liked Elon Musk from the beginning because he just looks nasty, slimy, and just
And he
give
looks
me the
South
creeps.
he looks South African.
Well, even above and beyond being South African, he's just slimy,
Yeah,
you know, creepy. But
yeah.
yeah, and now your president allegedly bought an S class yesterday, a red ass Tesla, and of course, who brought it to him? Elon Musk,
Mm.
right there in front of the White House. That's again
Con-
pimping
Conflict of
America.
interest. That's right.
That's
Yeah,
that's a conflict, man. Come on, that's
yeah,
product placement from the
absolutely.
president of the United States buying allegedly a Tesla S class, a $115,000, $120,000 car.
Yeah,
Why?
yeah, yeah.
Because
So that
Elon Musk has lost 30% or more of his wealth, and they're trying to get it
yeah.
back.
So does that make him vehicle number one now? Because I know the Air Force One, vehicle number one. Is that
Right?
what that is now? And it's
Yes,
red.
and it's red, of course. But just, Mr. President, by the way, the S class is not bulletproof.
Right, right, right.
Just
Absolutely.
saying.
Look, and you're gonna find out as people are throwing rocks at them, it ain't rock proof either.
No, no, those windshields won't cave in from a brick. Okay.
Yeah. Speaking of Elon Musk, he got into
Wow.
a fight over these cuts with the
Uh,
cabinet. There
yeah.
was a big fight in the cabinet. Those other 13 billionaires that worked together in the cabinet for Donald Trump, now
Interesting.
they're fighting Elon Musk over the cuts that he have
Crabs in a
instituted.
barrel.
Yeah, all of the money that he is saying that America doesn't need to be spending,
Uh,
they don't all agree. That's interesting. Depending on which department that they're in charge of, how you gonna take their money? They ain't like, wait a minute now. How you gonna cut the money out of I gut my department and I got just as much
yeah.
money as you got. So they
Yeah.
fight.
Well.
They're fighting. And according to, Elon left out of there with an attitude, according to, the New York Times, because some of these reports I get from the New York Times. I wasn't there, y'all. I'm not one of the 13 billionaires to see it firsthand. But the crabs in the barrel, like you said, they have fought over the cuts that they had come up with. They're fighting him over that. So I thought that was very interesting.
Hmm.
Yep. Another interesting thought, speaking of cuts, $880 billion are being proposed cuts to Medicaid. Medicaid, they're telling them that there have been reports that Medicaid has been related to a Ponzi scheme. When they put it together and the way it looks like a Ponzi scheme, according to Elon and his crew. So I don't know. Oh man, we already there? Subscribe. Ah, but yeah, $880 billion
Unbelievable.
from Medicaid. That's the proposed cuts. And then they have a chart breaking it down to determine what areas the cuts will fall in. Now, I don't know about, first of all, they said that they can't do it because anything that Congress has put in place, they cannot take away with the swipe of a pen. Can't take it away. So,
Well, Congress needs to step up
yeah,
and remind the boo boo and the fool that they don't have that power.
yeah.
And it's time for the Supreme Court to do their job and slap this guy and let him know, hey, man, you can't do that. That's against the Constitution. Of course, we all know he's trying to abolish, get rid of, delete. And he's doing it chip by chip, starting with the lower level of power and control. He wants to dumb down the kids by defunding the education department. 50% is already gone, they're saying. So you got to look at the right now and the long tail effect of what this
Mhm.
president is trying to accomplish. He'd like to cut the defense budget to make us weaker, make us more vulnerable if we have to defend this country. He is showing more support for Russia, and Russia just released a humongous bombing on Ukraine in the last 24 hours. And they're supposed to be trying to. Where's the peace agreement?
Yeah.
He's forcing it down the necks of Ukraine, but what kind of pressure is he putting on Russia?
Well, they friends.
That's
Yeah.
that's just
It's just wrong.
plain
It,
and simple.
it's
No other
just
way of
wrong.
looking at that.
Yeah.
Because he's afraid and he is in line with Russia.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Russia's got something on it.
Well, I don't think he have anything on him, but it's just that he's supposed to be buddies with him. So because we buddies, we're going to agree over, Russian vodka and say, okay, when you take over, Ukraine, we want the mineral rights. They're just chopping up the country,
Yeah.
and that's why, the president of Ukraine said, I want to be at the table while you're chopping up my country. I want to be there. I want to hear what the agreements are.
He
And
shouldn't
they
even be,
disrespected
he shouldn't have to ask to be at the table.
them. Yep.
That's a must. It has to happen.
It's his
You
country.
can't do an agreement without all parties involved. You can't
Absolutely.
go and say, okay, hey, Pooh, tell me what you want, man. I'll get it done for you, okay? And
Yeah.
then go over to Zelensky and say, hey, look, man, you're going to have to do this, man. You ain't got no choice. You ain't
Right.
holding the cards.
Right.
You know,
That's
this
what
is,
they told
you
him.
don't have it. That's
Yep.
bullshit.
Yep. Now you mentioned the Department of Education a little while ago. Just happened in the middle of the night. They are saying, once again, I'm repeating myself, that they cannot get rid of the Department of Education because it was put in place by Congress. But what they did do, what Trump did in the middle of the night, he got rid of 1,000 workers. They cut 1,000 workers. Trump did this from the Department of Education. So if the Department of Education doesn't have anybody to work in it, isn't that the same thing as getting rid of the department?
Yeah. Weaken the structure so that he can have complete control. Now, what I want to remind people of, especially those who voted for Trump, you're feeling the pain now because you're losing your jobs. I'm sure there were some Republicans in our government with these jobs of all kinds of people, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, whatever. You are the victim of your vote. You voted for a guy that didn't give a damn about you. He's not trying to protect your existence. He's not trying to protect the meat and potatoes that you need to put on your table. He's done nothing that he planned. I thought I muted this sucker. What he said during his campaign that he's going to lower the price of gas and eggs and groceries, and he's going to bring back the economy. He's going to reduce the unemployment rate further. And it was at an all-time low when he took over by firing hundreds and thousands of people. That's going to impact on the unemployment rate. It's going to go back up again. And now he's saying, well, it's just temporary, and it's going to be okay. We're going to suffer a little bit, but don't worry, I got you. Bullshit.
Bullshit with a B.
Bad decisions being
Yep.
made from the White House.
Absolutely. Bullshit with a B.
Yes, sir.
Yep. All right. This is something, some more bullshit with a B. The feds, the federal government, is in the process of purging hundreds of so-called woke words. There are words that they're attacking that they have identified as being related to woke. Now, I said something on my show this past Saturday, and the title of the show was, you know, uh, the word woke is not illegal yet. So we're in the process because he mentioned the word woke in his, I guess, campaign speech that he made to the world on last week. And he used the word woke. We're getting rid of woke. We're getting rid of woke. So now the megas are seeking out, searching out, and looking for everything that can be related to the word woke. All right. Now, many people don't understand what woke is, but I encourage you to go to watch my show this past Saturday, and I did a whole dissertation on it. But I'm telling you, woke is something that we cannot allow to happen. Included in the word woke is our African American history, black history, colored history, brown history, everybody's history is trying to be erased at this point in time. When they
Mhm.
start burning books in the courtyards and in the centers and all of the places that are federally owned, the libraries, they're going to go in there and snatch out all books that are written by Black authors or African American authors and speak on the history of what have taken place. All of the brown skinned people, like when they start telling you that wounded knee didn't happen. Oh no, that didn't happen. Oklahoma, can just make up some stuff to replace that point in time. Well,
Mhm.
there were some criminals, like they call all Colombians criminals, right? That are raping and pillaging in our communities, and
Yeah.
and and that's not true. Talking about the fentanyl being a large disaster that's happening in America. Now, you sent me some information on fentanyl the other day, and I just want to rebuttal with that. The years in which they said the highest number of deaths on fentanyl was the same years that COVID took place in the United States. Okay.
Mhm.
The same years that took place that fentanyl was supposedly high, deaths of fentanyl were also the same years of death related to COVID. I just want to put it out there, you know. But man, he's telling us what the narrative should be and what he wants it to be. Okay. And I, for one, am not falling for the rope a dope. Okay. You remember the rope a dope, y'all? That's when it
The
looked like
thrill in
you,
Manila.
yeah, it looked like you losing, but you're really winning. Okay.
Yeah.
We ain't winning on this one, y'all. He's giving us a bunch of BS, to make it look like that it's going his way. But the word woke is on the chopping block now.
Can't get rid of it. I'm
Yeah.
not concerned about that
Yeah.
because you can't stop people from using it. Number one, it's not going to happen. Now, what about this whole tearing up the street there in D.C. to get rid of Black Black Lives Matter? That was in the streets there.
Right. When they were
That looks like
protesting,
a little,
yeah.
yeah, a little overdone there. I mean, did you really have to come in with the jackhammer to dig it up?
Yeah,
Why couldn't
bulldozer,
you just paint over it?
bulldozer, right. Yeah.
Or, go in there with a blowtorch and get rid of the paint.
Mhm.
And that looked like it was an unnecessary expense. Where was Elon Musk on that one?
Yeah. Right.
But
Oh,
I guess the mayor of DC caved on that.
yeah. Well, I'll ask you this. Do you remember his first time when he was elected, he wanted to do a march down City Hall past the White House, fly jets overhead, very
Yeah,
similar to what they do in Russia and
North
communist
Korea.
country
Yeah,
and things
yeah,
like that to
yeah.
show force. He wanted to do that. And the generals that were in his cabinet at that time, I was told him, said, "No, that would cost millions and billions of dollars to do that. You don't want to do that." Okay.
No,
So he hasn't came up with that idea yet, but they haven't mentioned that his idea mentioning of it was a waste of American dollars to show
yeah.
force to who?
Another dumbass idea. It's all generated from his ego.
Absolutely.
Okay, he likes to be
That,
grandioso, just like that gaudy ass Trump Tower in New York with all the gold toilets. Come on, man. That's
yeah,
just over the top, unnecessary.
yep. Now I
It
got
ain't gonna
one.
make you a better person because you sitting your fat ass on a gold toilet. It doesn't
Right.
make you a good person. Doesn't make you a king. Maybe you
Yeah.
can go in your bathroom and sit on your gold toilet. You can be the king for the moments that you're in there, but
Hey
not
man,
outside.
look,
No kings.
you can be anything you want to be on the toilet, just like you can on the internet. Okay.
Don't bring it out of the room. Leave it
Right.
in the bathroom.
Look, you can be anything
Yeah.
you want to be. All right. Last but not least, I got one more report that I ran across. Did you know that South Carolina has instituted the death penalty. They killed the first person in the US in 15 years. They executed in South Carolina. They executed their very first person in 15 years in the US. Did you know that?
No, I missed that headline.
Yeah.
Who was it? Was it
I
somebody
didn't
that
I
deserved
didn't
to be
I didn't get his name,
unalive?
but I think that that's interesting, to know that they're starting to execute again from the death penalty, because it has been 15 years since anybody in the U.S. has been executed. They didn't say if it was federal or state who pulled the plug. It was a firing squad. I did see that part.
Oh wow, the
Yeah, they
old
have used
fashioned
that. Yeah,
one in the head, huh?
yeah. Well, I don't know if it was
The
one.
heart, or whatever.
Yeah, but
Wow,
the death penalty in the United States is probably as just as barbaric as it used to be back in the old days, where they used to chop people's head off, hang people, things of
guillotine.
that nature.
Yeah.
So I remember some countries, they hung some of their dictators,
Hmm.
and stuck their head on a pole outside the castle or whatever. That's extreme barbarism. But what do you expect from a country? Yep. All right, he froze up on me. I don't know what happened over
No,
there.
I was trying to make some adjustments because your audio is getting a little jacked up there.
My audio, okay.
Yeah, yeah,
All right.
it's a
Well, that was
little.
the last comment for the day. So, what I want to do is invite people out to Street News Now. Go over to the website, streetnewsnow.com. Fill out the form. If you're interested in joining us and having a show on our broadcast, please do so. Go over there, fill out the form. Somebody at the network will reach back out to you, talk about what your idea, the concept. We've got plenty of time available. You can join us. We can find a time slot for you where we can help you develop your show.
Mhm.
So, Lee, you want to speak on that?
Absolutely. Join us, help build this network. If you want to have your own show on Street News Now, if you want to be a street reporter where you can use your cell phone to send in reports, news when it happens from around the world, you can do that. So just get in touch with us, and we'll let you know how to hook it all up, and let's make it do what it do.
Yep. And absolutely. While you're here, please see that subscribe button, that button that says like. Do that. That button that says share, hit
Mhm.
that share button. Share the broadcast with somebody so that they can be part of the Street News Now family. Each and every Wednesday, we're here.
Mhm.
Occasionally, Lee is out on assignment. Sometimes I'm out on assignment, but we come to you with our version of the news. See that? Something fancy. Street News Now, subscribe, join us. Please be a part of what we're doing over here. So thank you for tuning in, being a part of what we got going on over here. We appreciate it. Taking time out of your busy schedule. We try not to hold up too much of your time, but thank you for being a part of what we got going on over here. Thank you.
Share the broadcast to your friends and people you don't like. Especially share it to the Republicans that ought to be feeling voters' remorse right about now. What
Hmm.
we're 50, 51, 52 days into the new administration, and people are saying, damn, feels like it's been 4 years already. So it ain't gonna get any better because this
Yeah.
guy is on a mission to destroy everything good about this country. And he was complaining about Zelensky possibly starting World War III. Well, you started World War III on the tariffs, a tariff war,
Yep.
which economically is going to really impact on this country and others. Just because you raise it up by 25%, they're going to do the same thing. So we, the people on both ends, get screwed. It's not going to hurt them, it's going to hurt us. So we have to use our strength, our right, our voices, our freedom of speech to push back on bad government decisions. I'm not suggesting that we overthrow the government, but we can neutralize them through our vote. When we feel that they're doing what we need them to do, what they're supposed to do is protect our interests, not theirs, not pimp the Constitution, not pimping America, but making it better. On the path that we're on right now is going to be the ultra rich and the poor. Middle class as we know it will disappear. Okay? And the poor people will be real poor.
Hmm.
When you start getting rid of the necessary uh, not organizations, but departments that we need to survive, like healthcare, Medicaid, Medicare, your Social Security check, that's stuff that we paid into all of our working lives. So every senior in America, I don't give a damn who your parents were, what country you came from. If you are on any of these programs, you should be offended. You should be really scared because they're trying to downsize everything that we have our rights to have access to. Damn it, I worked 50 freaking years in the broadcast business. I paid into Social Security. I draw my Social Security check now. And damn it, I want all that I can get until I die because I paid into it. You didn't give me shit. I gave it to you to invest to ensure that I'll have it when I need it, when I want it. Period. Don't mess with that.
Well, Elon said that's a Ponzi scheme, man.
That's bullshit. He's the Ponzi scheme. He's the damn crook.
Yeah, he said that's a
To
Ponzi.
have no access to what the different departments to the government. He spent almost $300 million for that job so that he can have complete access to our government.
Well, he got that.
Plus the other 13 jackass billionaires. No person that is a real billionaire needs to have a government job. I'm done with that.
No, not at all. Now I got a question. I know you didn't watch the speech that he made, but who was that black guy that was following them? Did anybody say yet?
That was following him.
Yeah, when they came in, when Trump came
Oh, I
in.
didn't see it. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I
Yeah.
thought you saw one of the news reports. It was a black
No.
guy, and he totally got disrespected by the president. Wouldn't even speak to him. Wouldn't shake his hand. None of that stuff. And I'm like,
Uh,
this is where we are.
I don't know.
You know,
I'll have to go back and try to find it, but I have no
yeah,
idea. Yeah.
nobody's identified his name yet. They brought the cabinet in, and he was hanging out like he was part of them. I'm like, really?
Hmm.
They let the chauffeur
Maybe
in.
it was security.
He was not security. I'm
I
gonna
have
find
no
out.
idea.
I will run it down and find out who he is and tell y'all about it.
All
Okay.
right. Come back with that information next Wednesday.
There you go. So now you got to come back so we can find out who the one black guy was. Okay, the one black guy was
Yeah.
sucking up to Donald Trump on his last speech.
What a shame, shame, shame.
Yep, absolutely. Get us out of here, Lee. It's been
All
a
right.
pleasure as usual.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for joining us and come back every Wednesday. We're here to chop it up and try to give you the real side of all of the news that's going on. And with no bullshit. It's straight up, uncut, unfiltered, the real deal. No spin, giving you the information you need to know. God bless you. Be safe. Work hard. And let's overcome this little battle that we're going through. Thank you again, Dr. Ron, for being here. And good night. Farewell. Be good. Be safe.